Today's video is all about that time that you were a kid on the swing set, you were going so high, and right before you jumped off, you thought about if you landed and your leg snapped in half. That's actually what we're talking about. Okay, now part of this video, I'm actually not going to cut out a lot of things. I want to talk to you guys about the different angles, what their application is, and why there might be some variance in you being able to pull them off. But I'm going to try and segment it into each different quadrant and so on. For your bases, to jump right into it, you can do corners of your nexus. You can do like a little square of it, where you can do these good hops 24/7, 365. You just can't do the line through it. Obviously, that is too much. Everything inside of a base is easily jumped through. These are very basic. You can actually do just full hops of inhibs. Every turret in the game, every wall that holds your base, all of these are free. Even the little random obstructions. These things are all very hoppable. Let's start with blue side's blue buff. So this wall is one of the biggest clip farmers ever, and there's a lot to know about it. It basically is like hoppable from here to here. Like this whole thing is. You just kind of have to know like the natural indents within the wall. So for example, and I will be failing some of these. Get over it. I try and go to these purple flowers right here, and then just kind of get into this little corner. You can see if I right click here, or like around like this, that's a failure. But if you get into this little corner here, and you hop over, that's a really good one, right? And you can actually do this one back. Whereas like this one, if you try and hop like this little wooden thing actually has like a small little like animation, a little terrain here that messes you up. So I just try and walk into it like this. You can see you can get deep into this. That's an easy hop every time. And again, on the opposite side, I do blue flowers. So I walk into the blue flowers on the left side. I tuck myself in. So this right here is a miss, right? There's like think of a little, square right here. I walk right here, and then we go over every time. So that's what I try and do for this wall. This is one of the most important walls for you to be able to hop. Again, it's this little tree I use just a little bit to the left of it, and then I just right click into it, go over, and then go over, right? So you always want to look at just the thinner parts of the wall to make it work. But yeah, you can do all of this like it's nothing. You can do every corner like this, and I'll even show you some of them. So you can find some sneaky plays doing this all the time. Again, cutting corners is the name of the game. Now, for anyone, a bounty on anyone's head, if you find out how to jump this wall with Briar W regularly, no BS, just by clicking it, please let me know. But for now, we do not have the tech for that. But we do have this one, where you can hop really close to the turret this way, and you can actually get further than that like this. Look at how far you can go, right? This is a huge sneaky moment for Briar. She can do this often. You can actually do like more of a diagonal one too. Depending on where you want to come out at. Like if you hit this one right here, you can be closer to your exit. Whereas like if you want to do it lower, right, you can go kind of here where you're closer to the dive. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Natural breakpoints are important, okay? You need to know when you don't need to W with these hops. So like I hop over here, it is what it is, right? This is free. But it's not always just hopping over. Sometimes you want to use Briar's W for vision, right? Like there's a lot of vision to gain. So I'm going to let this Gromp reset here, and I'll show you one cool thing. You never have to use your E if you're aggroed onto Gromp. So with IW this way, natural breakpoint, good. I can save my E. Same thing with this side, natural breakpoint, right? And you can see I will never have to waste my E. This is what actually happens to you guys. A lot of times you're like, you start thinking, oh my god, I'm going to run to the Gromp, and that's going to send me to Kane that's right here, and it's going to kill me. Natural breakpoints are everything. You would have one for Gromp if you are here, but if blue buffs up, you sometimes will end up, like, depending on if you jumped like here, sometimes you'll aggro to the blue like that. So you do have to be careful about that one. You do have to be aware of your surroundings. But if you always hit the upward angle into the bush, then you have a natural breakpoint of all, where nothing's there, right, and you landed the bush. That's really good. You can do every wall of blue like it's nothing. These are just as free as can be. Every single wall, right? You don't gotta think about these. They're pretty simple. Wolves, same thing, except for like there's like a turbo long one. That one's pretty finicky in my opinion, but you can get it. There's a little natural divot right here. If you can find that right here, you can find the spot, right? I'm becoming an expert in finding the spot. But I would say this one is very easy to mess up. And I don't think you can get like every single version of it like this. I don't think you can get if you're on the bad corner. There are other versions of that, but once you just get off that bad corner right there, you should be free to just go right over every time. So, so here's blue side, blue buff, obviously every wall possible. Again, it's worth noting, like, sometimes you're trying to escape through that. Sometimes you're trying to dive the enemy, in which, like, I just put myself right on this big tree, right? And I just slide right over. That's how I get my dives. And, yeah, we can wrap up blue side pretty simply. Actually, no, one sec. We do have we do have 3 more. It would be hopping over this. The jungle walls don't exist to Briar. She actually can hop every version of them. As long as you tuck into this little corner, you're good. And then on the other side, right, on the rewind, on the other, whatever you'd call it, you can slide. This particular corner right here is sometimes tough. There are angles that you can get, but getting back, you just have to move your cursor away from this spot. So you can go to the right of it and hop over, or the left, but you just can't do corner to corner action. This one is pretty free. You can get a lot of sneaky ganks here. This one's actually like a little bit more tough, especially going back, but you can hit these big top lane slides here. And people love this one for, this is either like checking the bush if they're recalling, or you get the good top gank where they're hitting your turret. Like, look at that jump. People aren't hitting that one. It's a little bit tougher to go back. You just have to realize that the spot is lower than this. So you can go here. As long as you drag your cursor like where this, under this tree, right? Then you can get the hop. And you can do the whole wall like this, you know, depending on what angle you wanted. So yeah, here's blue side, blue buff, like it's nothing. I can show you some more about Topside. So you already know you can just do this. No big deal. There's some slight, like very small gains to hitting these corners a little bit. You know, a little bit. You never know what's gonna add up. Then you have the jumping the tri-bush. So this one's a little weird, but once you get it, now this one, it can be so finicky at times. It's one of my least practiced, but you can see, you want to like tuck into this little corner and then go over. Now, one thing I've been experimenting with for anyone that's trying to help find new ones, I'm not going to say it's this, but I've noticed that the further away my cursor is from hops like this, the better time I have. So right here, it is worth noting that when you're going for this one, there's like a little weird divot. I'll like watch Briar. You see how there's kind of like this little like backwards R right there, right? So you can see she kind of has to walk around. So you want to tuck into that, and that's how you get the good hops. But you have to aim to catch that hook, which can mess you up. But yeah, you have a pretty good you know, gank potential from there. You also have gank potential from here. It's a lot easier to go back through to this, but you can greed a little bit of a deeper angle sometimes too. It's worth noting, you know, this one. You can actually, like, you can get right here and actually get one too. It just depends on how greedy you are with it. Let's do Rift Herald real quick. Rift Herald, I like to look for ganks with like a ward over here. If their jungler's coming through, you can just do a quick little hop. You also have it on the other side, of course. And then you have just the big walls of this, like it's nothing every time. You can effectively do the whole thing, you know, like regular. A lot of these are for stealing. You do have this one, tuck onto this darker end, and then just hop over. This little angle is what you're going for, this little U shape, this little smile, if you will. This one's a little bit weirder. You can be, so if you see, there's like a little indent right here you can play. Hops you right in. If you don't get that indent, though, you can sometimes miss these. So it's worth being a little finicky about these. But yeah, Rift Herald walls don't really exist to you. These jungle walls don't. Now this one, we're going to save this one in particular for later. There's some conversation to that one. Again, all of these walls don't exist. And yeah, we can head to our, we can head to red side now. So red side, red buff, pretty simple stuff. You can basically do all of the raptor wall. No reason to put any thought into these. Really just tucking in as close to the wall as possible, sending it. Every single way exists. You can actually get a really deep one too here, where if you come here, you can get this good jump. A lot of people do this like really simple one, but you can greed for a huge jump. So raptors are completely free. Red buff is a sick one where you can hit multiple different corners and fly high. Like you see some of these angles are really cool. And most of these you don't really have to think too much about. This one you kind of do, especially like going backwards into it. It's easy to want to greed for like a little bit more of a hop, and it's possible. But doing it back, good luck. You know, you have to find, there's a small divot right here, this little shadow, if you will. You need to find that spot, tuck in, hop through. But if you're unable to find that spot in the clutch, you're gonna faceplant. You're gonna get this. It's gonna suck. So be careful of that. But this one's actually really cool, and I can show you something so sick. This is Briar Ball 101. So how do I aggro to red buff here? You know, you're running out from base. You're like, oh, my red's up. You don't do the jump like this, or you do it like that. You don't do it like this, where you're like this, and then you walk over. Try an angle for this like little corner right here, and then slide. It basically, I look to be on this big tree's right side. As long as I'm anywhere around this, it doesn't even matter. Like if I were to approach it this way, right? That would also do it. You would likely do it this way, but anywhere past this right side of the tree will line you up to aggro red, instead of something like this where if you're on these tombstones, and it wouldn't work. So it's worth noting, like even doing this doesn't aggro. Sucks. The natural breakpoints of this one are kind of weird. They're kind of like not that cool. Briar will always like try and run the opposite way, and that will bring red to you most of the time. So if I'll let it reset, but for now we can show Krugs. Krugs have good wall hops. Basically nothing you can you can't really mess these ones up. Slide through like it's nothing. Slide through. You can get a deeper cut in here if you like line it up, but it just depends on how greedy you're trying to get. But yeah, so if you do red buff, so if you watch this angle here, right, this one's going to send you straight to it. There will be no break off. And then same thing with this one. Like if you ever aggro to red, there's no break off, right? So you do have to use E for these. Same thing with Krugs. At any point, if you W on the right side, you're cooked. If you W on this side though, you will get the break off. But you have to be careful, because Briar might find shortest path being the other way. And it really is. Just this little stump is usually the difference of getting the natural breakpoint or not. Very important stuff to not messing up your E's. This, a wall you already know doesn't even exist. This is how you get the basically the effective tier 2 dive. You can do the same thing here. It's actually really sick. And you can get deeper into that too. Like you can land here. You can actually go a little bit further too. It's kind of tough to line up. There's like this little stump that makes it come out a little bit, and then you have this little corner. I tend to do this little corner because it's consistent for me. Because, or you can tuck in, you can go for the shorter one, but then you're further from your target. So just depends on like how you want to do it. But you can get deeper into it. You can see like right there. It's all about this little corner for me. I try and just keep it safe with something like that, but you can see there's like a bit of a difference there. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. It's good to know. Again, you like Riven Q3, like you can cut corners really well. Stuff like this. Or you can go for the bigger slides. Like this one. Come on, man. Am I trolling? There we go. Yeah, the bigger slides are, they're worth it, but the smaller ones can get you like net gains. These, obviously, you can hit all these. You can even tuck into this one, and you can actually slide the full way if you line it. I think I'm in it now, but yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted. Yeah, there we go. It is worth noting that when you jump something, you don't always come out in the closest frame to the wall. Sometimes it'll push you a little bit further. So like right here, it pushed me a little bit further, so we do have to like line up. Didn't do it these times. We're good. Let's see if we'll do it this time. Yeah, like right here, we likely have to reset up and then go. So it's just worth noting there's like some variance in how you come out. But right here, the good mid tower dives, right? Tuck into this little top stump, right? If you get the tuck in here, you can hit this corner a little bit easier. But this corner is kind of weird. Not really getting it how I want to. There we go. And then you have the giant tuck in right here, where you can slide really far. Again, getting this one feels like pretty tough. It feels finicky for me. But you can get this. Like, look at that. For me, it feels like it's so much easier to slide or to hit good W's on like the inner walls rather than like these like extended frame perfect ones. Like these ones feel so much harder. And that'll play a part later, but you can hit that slide. You can still hit this one. This one's huge. This one's very tough to go back on though. But you can do it. It's like this little angle right here and then sliding over. You can obviously do a jump over this. So you have a lot of hops around here. A lot of these are just more like stale, I'd say, but they're still good and still worth knowing for sure. And yeah, same thing. Bases, right? You can hop everything. That's no big deal at all. But yeah, did I miss any on these? Let's double check. Nope, feeling good. Barren walls, same thing. You can fully jump all of them, except for like this super huge brick to brick one. But you likely don't need to hit those. You can actually hit some smaller ones too, depending on which Barren spawn you get. Now, a lot of people said don't just, you know, say that this side was the same as this. So I'll just quickly go through all of these, just with the different views of the map. You know, the map can be different since, you know, like here, right, we lined up to this tree's right side. Well, you can't see this tree's right side as easy, so you might mess this one up a little bit. Whereas, like, right here, I just tend to go, like, under this little corner right here, yellow flowers, and then I just go like that, and that'll usually set you up where you need to be. Wow, what the hell? Why am I messing this up? There we go. I was about to say, man, I know I've done it. Yellow flowers, and then send it. So that's not too bad. Again, it's just learning your visuals and so on. Right here. This one is so much easier on this side. My God, it is. And see, it's actually easier to get back for me. It's just like how I see it. This one still goes super far. And again, all these hops like regular. Raptors aren't anything. You can do either one. Hopping over. Hopping over. Red buff, same shit. And yes, you can. Yes, you can. There you go. This little dig out right here is actually like my my way of finding it. But I would say like right here is where you greed like a crazy angle. Right on the rightmost side of it. But if you go into the left side of this, it's much easier. But you can, you know, land this one. It's a little bit harder. But you, as you can see, still do it. You can hit this. This one's a lot less consistent than just taking the shorter wall one more step forward. Same things. These ones are actually very cool too. You know, you can catch people lacking in their jungle with these ones. And yeah, just, you know, just some big wall stuff. Standard stuff. Again, Briar can jump like basically every wall that anyone else can. These ones get a little weird. I just look to cut these trees off, right? Like these trees are where I look for. So I will go for something like this often. Going back can be a little more finicky because it's like kind of tough to figure out like where your good walls are at. So as you can see, Briar will naturally like find the hop later on, but you can hit these, right? Like these are the risky ones, but they're real, man. So I don't know. Like if I really feel the need to get this one, I walk right here, and there's a little imaginary triangle tip. You want to jump into that angle and then just look to cut your cursor past this. So just like that, right? So as long as your cursor isn't past this little animation, whatever, you're good. And this actually like works for the whole thing too, as long as you tuck close to the wall. So you can see Briar's doing that little hop because you come out of it a little bit further than, you know, the like last possible spot. So stuff like this is really cool. But yeah, doing this side way harder. You can see, man, there's a lot of failures to be found. But again, I've often found like in this, it likely is placebo, where like the further, like you saw me just miss it, I'm just gonna move my cursor a little bit further back, right? And I found like a lot of good value in doing that. And sure, there's like adjustments up and down that I'm doing, of course, but yeah, man, I don't know. When you do these enough, man, you start going a little crazy. This is the angle that you want to be hitting, though. This one is very sweet. So it's just the bottom of this little cove where, let's see. Yeah, the bottom of this little cove, and then this small little dig out is where I try and aim for, like that. But again, sometimes I feel the need to like tuck back in to get this hop back. But yeah, this one's kind of tough to get on the opposite way, but it's not too bad. Especially when you're in the clutch, like you'll make it work. But those ones I would say are some of the hardest ones. This one is up there for how hard it is. So there's like an imaginary little L shape right here. You want to tuck into this grass and you can hop. This one's crazy, but again, it's one of the ones that leaves you not frame perfect on the wall. You can see Briar will like land out here-ish sometimes. But yeah, this one's cool. Like if you start getting these, man, And you can do the rest of this wall like this, like it's nothing, obviously. Some of these dragon walls can be a little annoying, but same stuff is up there. Tuck into some of these natural divots, and you'll be fine. I will say natural breakpoints are everywhere for Baron and Dragon, right? So show these. Let's get this one running upwards. Natural breakpoint. All dragons, natural breakpoint. Actually, within your side, too. You don't even have to hit corners. Very important to know that you can use this to check dragon. So if we don't have vision of dragon at all, right? So we'll wait for this scryer to go out while we hop these. And we'll talk more about that raptor one. But so we lose vision of dragon, right? You ever don't have vision of dragon, just hit W right here. Now you'll check it, which is cool. Now, if the enemy champion's right here and walking towards you, then you're going to run towards them and life's going to get a little bit scary. This one is important too. W like this, you get raptors, right? W like this, you'll get raptors. But W like this, and you won't. Right? So when you're trying to clear your jungle faster, usually I look at this little gray rock, and I just aim for this little green. And that's it. The further back you go, you will get it, but then you'll waste time on your W. So I just look for the green, this little green patch right here, and it sends you through. And standard raptor, you know, hops, ain't nothing to them. But yeah, I think that's about everything. These ones are just tough. You might have to practice those a little bit, come up with your own things. These, obviously, free hops all day, nothing to these. Look at them. Is it awesome? And again, same thing is up there. I love this side so much more than this one, though. My God, so much easier for me. And you can cut corners if you want. You can actually hit some like sweet angs, like this one. You know, these things add up a ton. Your corners like this, if people are hitting turret, definitely matter. But yeah, these ones are sweet. And I think this one does matter somewhat. We want to get tucked in here. There you go. So yeah, there's your blue team red side. Now we're on to, what is this? Red team's blue side. Again, all of these jungle walls pretty much don't exist. You know, if your W's are good enough, they don't exist. You just hop these. As long as you don't try and go too diagonally. If you always keep your line straight, it's very good. But the moment that you start going diagonal, like something like this, it's when it stops working. So there's always just quick line to where you're going, like it's nothing. Blue buff like it's nothing, right? You can hop all of these. Even cut this little corner. This one has some good value. Hopping over. Bam. Like it's nothing. We already did the wolf walls. These walls are good. You can hit some cool ones for mid ganks. Right here, tuck on it, like right above these purple flowers. Slide in. You can actually get better angle like this if you're like closer to this side. But sometimes the vision of minions will give you away. And there is that this little extra clip right there, and that stuff matters a ton. This one you've obviously done, right? Go to the bottom of the bush, and you can actually hop into the brush, and that's like how you maintain sneakiness. Not bad at all. You can do the other side. This is like super eh. You can do a little bit better, but it's kind of eh. But yeah, those are good slides here. This one, I would say I'm likely worse at this one, I'll be honest, but I do like this one a lot. Purple flower to opening. That one's really good, and you can do it going back as long as you just get your feet up in there. This one, I come to this rock right here, and then I just go for the hop over the rock and then over. Okay, I'm just straight capping. Look, what's going on? There we go. And you do the same thing, and then you can do it on the other side too. Huge jumps right there. This one's way harder. Again, it's like this blue little rock right there. And then you just slide the corner. Now to get back, I just do the toes trick. Right click here. And do I see the toes? See the toes? Hop over. Toes, hop over. Toes, hop over. The key. You have a natural breakpoint on wolves if you just go right here. You always break off on this corner. This one is very cool. Be right here. Nice. You can do this one going back and forth. And this is what makes people think that Briar can hop this whole wall, because like, dude, you can get this. Right? Gromp walls, natural breakpoints, right? Are on that corner. So you have it not on that one. But I believe if you do this one, it breaks off. I'm actually second guessing it. I think it does though. We have to wait for him to come back. These ones are good. Standard stuff. Yeah, I actually don't know if this one works like that anymore. Oh, it does. Okay. Whew. I was second guessing myself so much on that one. Right here, good hops. And I feel like I really haven't missed too much. I mean, you kind of get the gist of it. Whole base. Now let's go to the very one reason that this video got delayed so much. If I missed a few, they're probably implied. It is what it is. But this one right here is just so mind-boggling that I cannot figure it out. So someone figure it out. But so here's the thing, okay? If you come to this corner, right here, you can hop to this purple groove. I'll give you vision. This purple groove, right? So, oh, it's sorry. And you put your, I believe you put your mouse like right here. No, that's not the right angle. Oh no, it's this line, I think. We'll re-find it. I spent too much time to forget it, but so what you'll end up doing, where's it at? Is it this? There we go. So sorry, it's that line. This one, that rock. If you go there, you can hop to the purple groove, okay? But doing it back, I cannot find the angle to it. I simply cannot find the angle to it. So, I don't know if someone's trying to take some time out of their day, help me figure this one out. Because you can do stuff like this, like it's nothing, right? But, like, that's whatever. But the purple groove one is what I want, right? So what was it? It was this rock, right? Yeah, see, that wasn't even the right one. Because you can get further down. Purple rock. And, like, I kind of get it, right? Like, you're going for something, like, diagonal here, right? To slide you into that spot. But, like, the moment that you get too close, Briar starts hopping. And that's what led me to believe that there's, like, some form of, like, crosshair or something that matters. Because, like, if I just wanted to hop into this bush, I just walk right here and I go, right? Like, that's just what I do. But, again, it's like I can come here and I can get the purple one by going to this rock. Which wasn't even the good one. But, yeah, so this one has given me the most troubles out of all of them. I simply cannot figure out why there's variance within this. And like, I don't know, man, it's kind of frustrating. But again, like most of the time if you're doing this hop, you'll settle for something like this. This is just something I happened to find while I was doing this. Yeah, and that should be the whole map. I'm going to scan again the ones that I mostly use, like running back to base, I'll hop something in, you know, in my base. You know, these walls are pretty standard. Lining these up, pretty good. These don't exist to you, right? Show the top lane ones. This bot lane one is cool. Again, it's like just hopping this or just hopping back over here. Those are good. These ones are tough, man. Green bush, down to this. Green bush, down. Where's it at? There we go. And then this one's actually very practical. I will say, like this one to here, this is the bot lane gank of the century. I almost never try and do it the opposite way because I just never feel like I get this spot perfectly when I right click, but like doing it the opposite way every time. This built-in little C shape is the key. And of course you can hop these and you can hop like a little bit of these corners too. Can be worth it. It definitely can be. But yeah, so just knowing your natural breakpoints is definitely really good. Obviously, you have none on blue buff. Blue buff you'll just run to. Now, wolves are a very weird natural breakpoint because there's actually like RNG to it, where depending on how Briar runs, you will break off or won't break off. So I will try and showcase some of them now where it's like, okay, so this one will run straight to it, right? I haven't practiced replicating this, but you'll see if Briar doesn't hug the wall, then you'll actually break off. So if I do like a W like this, let's see if I can replicate this. Sometimes it can actually break off right there too, but yeah, look at that. Isn't that crazy? Something about the pathing is so weird about that. And it's not always when you start this far back because you can see it worked like that. But you look at that. So wolves are a weird one. They definitely are. It seems like it might be like slightly relevant to like where you start. Like if you start a little bit further, she's not going to hug the walls, but if you start hugging the walls, then she'll run. Definitely super weird. And you can see it actually happens on this corner too sometimes, just depending. But yeah, it's definitely a little finicky with wolves, but you know, no natural break points if you hit it anywhere here, right? You'll just run straight to them. Like it's nothing. Raptors are the killer of mid lane because you just do this. You just do this. And then the other way, watch. Doesn't that suck? So never use W next to Raptors like that. Red buff. Yep. Now red buff here is a little bit better because you actually can break off if you hit this one. Or rather not really break off, but not get aggroed until you go too far down. So you can use this as an escape tool. But yeah, I will say it is important to also think about, like, if you're running away from a champion, they're not in your circle, just do this, right? Just do this. And let Briar run you away. If they're not in your circle, right? Maybe you hover this, see that they're in the circle. Okay, cool, peace. Right? Extra 60% move speed's real. Krugs, you know, they're a cool one, but the thing is, like, as you kill this red buff here, which is going to take me forever because I'm AP Briar, you have to be careful. Basically, right here, if I were to W right now, I'm going to Krugs. But if you W at the top of this bush, you wouldn't go to Krugs. So it's important to, like, let Briar do the walking for you. If you know, depending on what you want to do. Again, if you W this way to Krugs, you will break off. This way, you will not. And again, dragon, right? Very cool. You can do these. Where's it at? Definitely right here. But hey, there's one here for sure. No way. Clearly in, but whatever. It's just food for thought. So like, if you're ever running away, like just run to the dragon pit and then just slide through. You'll break. Are there any other good ones? Blue buff wall. This one, you do have to get deep into it, and crab obviously has to not be there. Why we have to kill this again to show. So there you go. So this is dead, right? If you W like this, you're not going to get blue, right? But if you hit a deeper one, you can get the blue. Where's it at? There you go. So it kind of doesn't make like that much sense, but like the shorter wall just happens to get you like just close enough to blue buff, whereas like even jumping the fatter walls doesn't, which, you know, kind of like, you know, it kind of doesn't make much sense sometimes. But so yeah, like literally just this green plant is the key for me. Green plant, hop over. Anywhere that's not green plant, and you might get scuffed. Oh, I found a new one. But like this won't work, right? So it is worth knowing. Again, if you do Gromp like this, you will break off. Even if you run the opposite way, it would break off. Wolves, same thing. Let's check the wolves one here. So this should be... There are differences of the wolves, so that does make sense. Wow, look at that. Is that not kind of crazy? Well, you always break off with this one. That's cool. Nice. I wonder if that happens here. Yeah, no. But yeah, I think these are all the same. These walls, you'll just run to it, right? This ain't nothing. These are just flipped. Same thing with this, like, top of bush, not going to Krugs and Krugs. Raptors, you always run to. But yeah, I believe that's everything in the game that you need to know about for Briar Wallhops. Again, I tried to keep this as short but concise as possible. There's just a lot to it. It's applications, it's breakpoints, it's ganks, it's defensive plays, aggressive plays. It's so many things, but yeah, whoever figures out this one or this one, let us know, man, because here, hopping to the purple line, very good. Not being able to do it back though sucks, but you can do. Just look at that for a second, right? To this little circle, right, and then you hop over. Oh, excuse me, sorry. This should be good, right? No, the bad one. Give me my good hop. I'm actually trying to walk a little bit too right here because I know it's here, right? Bang. Like, just landing here is, like, inconsistent, right? Like, you know, like you can actually just see that Briar, like, isn't in spot. Like, the way that it's set up is just so crazy to me. Before I end the video, I did want to talk to you a little bit about Wardhops. Wardhops are just everything that you expect them to be. You know, a lot of these are just circumstantial where, like, oh, there's a ward here, let me try. They're mostly just the short walls. There's really not too much to it. You know, you're not hitting anything crazy, but you can hit like some random good ones like this, right? But you're not going like, you know, the too craziest spots, right? But you can continue to try, do a little something. But yeah, it's mostly just short walls and like circumstance given, like wow, we had a ward there, or wow, there's a blast going there. Yeah, ward hops are good. You can still ward hop during queue, which can help you, you know, get out of some of these bad spots sometimes for sure. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.